Good afternoon, Stitch Roadies. I hope you are having a nice day. In the United States, it is the 4th of July. So far, it's been pretty quiet. I've only heard one, I swear, it was an M80. It wasn't a regular firework. But so far it's been fairly quiet. We are heading over to our younger son's house to watch the kids do little sparklers, and then probably later this evening in the city park, which is downhill from us, I will be able to see the fireworks over the top of my neighbor's house across the street. So at least that's the way it was last year. Well, I have much to share with you. It's going to be a busy week. I am in a few days heading over the mountain to the Sisters Outdoor Quilt Show, and it's the 50th anniversary. Going to be a very busy week. The whole week before that quilt show is the Quilters Affair, which is a full week of multiple classes every day that are offered by a variety of artists, quilt artists in the world. And the whole event takes place at the Sisters High School. So it's going to be a busy week next week. So I wanted to at least be able to drop in, and because I have had some stitch days. So I did get a little bit of haul this week too, at which I will show you. But what have I been working on? I have been putting some time in on Acorn Gathering, which is a fox and rabbit design. Let me see if I even can find it. Yeah, I know. It's like, oh, it's here. I know where it is. It's in my bag that John made me. I love this bag. This bag has been going with me to Acorns and Threads. But, so here I am, right there. And I'm thinking, at least right now, I am thinking that I might put this on the back of a project bag, but I haven't decided yet. I think I have to get it done. Sometimes you actually don't know what you're going to do with something until you're done with it. But that was what I worked on at Stitch Group. And I also worked on my ink circles. Wash your hands. Yeah, wash your hands. And just a little bit of progress. But I do have to tell you, although I can't show it to you, I know I'm such a tease. The designated stitch is just, I think, maybe 2 days away from being completed. Unfortunately, I won't have it completed before I leave for Sisters, Oregon, and which means that when I get back, it'll be stitch, stitch, stitch until it's done. And what that means also is that it will be a finish in July. A big finish in July. It's just been such a journey. And if you're new, if you're a new visitor, the way I set up my stitching is that I do whatever I want to do during the daytime days of the week. I don't have a set schedule at that time, but in the evening I stitch on only one project until it's done. And I chose that mainly for peace of mind. I have a busy mind. I like a lot of things. I can be quite distracted, but in the evening I just want to ramp it down, relax, not make any choices, and stitch on one project until it's done. And for whatever reason, it works for me, and it might work for you, but I call it my designated stitch, and it has been a wonderful respite for me. Besides the fact that I feel very satisfied when I get a bigger project done. Yeah, so in the evening, when I'm working on that designated stitch, we've been watching a variety of things. And one of the programs that I got turned on to at Stitch Group was Shetland, which is an island off of Scotland. And it's a detective mystery show on BritBox. We just decided to put closed caption, because sometimes the accent's pretty strong, and you know, we can't quite get it, and so we're asking, what did he say? What happened? You know? So it does require me to look at the screen every so often, which most of the time I'm just listening while I'm stitching. And I'm stitching on my Lowry stand, which Kim the Contented Stitcher turned me onto, and I absolutely love it. It's the only that evening project is on the Lowry stand. I don't move it around. It's by my recliner. It's the only stitch I use a Q-snap with, and so it tends to be bigger projects that I'm working on with that. Yeah. Okay, what else? What else has been going on? Well, there's been a bit of haul. Let me just kind of get grounded here and think about this. Well, I first wanted to show you that I'm continuing to work on my frog box. I have not done much stitching though on Lily, the frog cracker, but when I get back from Sisters, that's going to be a major push, because almost the last thing that I need in my little green frog box. And I was so ecstatic that I got this little frogger. I think I showed you that before. And then I got a pincushion to stick in there from a stitchy friend at Stitch Group, and Wanda, and I just love it. It's absolutely perfect. And then Lily's going to go on this side. She's just going to be hanging out in there. Yeah. So that has been exciting to get a little bit closer to being done. I did get through the mail. Okay, here we go. I happened to see a Dot Dot Goose bag, her Etsy shop, and I'll put the links below for these, but I just thought this was so beautiful. And look at that. I have so many bee bags, but I like these little, I think she calls them pocket pals, you know, where you wind your thread, and then there's that felt there that you can stick your needle in. I just love that. And this is going to hold this, these patterns, this project when I get it started, that I got from the Little Stitcher. I'm going to put the link for this Etsy shop, because I'm telling you, I'm not quite sure. I must have stumbled upon it on Instagram or something. Yeah, I must have, somehow it came up, and immediately I saw this adorable set of pillows. I said, oh, I want to make those. And this is by The Little Stitcher. And this one is called Beehive Treasures. I mean, every single one of them is just so fun. And it's PDF, so I could be immediately satisfied. And I thought I hadn't gotten them, you know, and so I messaged, and she got right back to me, and yeah. And then this one is, and there's all kinds of adorable charts. Let me just say, yeah, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. This one is called the Poppy Bee because there's poppies. Isn't that cute? Yeah, so I'm going to be starting that sooner than later. Lots of new starts in my future. One of the things I learned this week, though, was I spent almost 3 hours. You know, the way I have in the past, I am turning over a new leaf. I am turning over a new leaf. The way I deal with my floss is when I finish a project, I take the floss out of that project and I put it in a basket. And every so often, like, not that I finish a ton of projects, but every so often I will say, I gotta deal with this floss and put it back up on my floss wall, because I have my floss hanging by Floss Company and then alphabetically by color, whatever the name of the floss is. And but I need to turn over a new leaf because I decided that the basket was full and I needed to wind the floss so it would hang neatly on my pegboard. It took me over 3 hours to organize and hang the floss back up. And so I said, Self, you need to, when you finish a project and are dismantling that project bag, you need to put the floss at that time back on the wall and not wait 6 months down the line where you have all of this to deal with. Besides the fact that if I want to kit something else up, maybe the floss is in that basket and not on the wall. I would like to turn over a new leaf. I can't guarantee that that would happen, but I would like to. Yes, I definitely would like to. I was so happy and so blessed to Janine, who is the proprietress of Acorns Threads, was down at the attic needlework in Mesa with her friends, and she knew that I really have been, the last 3 times that I've been to the attic, I have asked for this chart, trying to get it, and it was actually designed by Jean Lee, who was the owner of the attic. It says, Jean's love of chocolate and passion for samplers are evident in this original cross-stitch design. So Jean actually designed this, and every time I go in the shop and I see it on the wall, I want it, but it hasn't been available. Well, they reprinted it, and Janine brought me one back, and you can tell why I would love it. I mean, it's all about chocolate. Yes. And I had to kit that up right away. Yeah, I had to kit that up right away. And so I decided that I was going to use NPI silk, berry red range. And the fabric I chose was a Wabi Sabi 36 count chocolate drizzle. I mean, chocolate drizzle. Yeah. So this is going to be very interesting to see how this comes out. But let me just show you. I hope it shows up nice. But chocolate drizzle and that MPI silk red. Isn't that cool? So I am going to be starting that, and this is on 36 count. And the chocolate drizzle wabi sabi linen I got at Acorns Threads, including the MPI silks. So I was very excited about that. I was very excited about that. Now, if this is not your first episode, then you know that I received an absolute gorgeous chatelaine as a gift, and I had it framed and I showed it in a previous video. And I've been talking back and forth by email to the stitcher of that Shadowline Terry. And I mean, it looks way above my pay grade. It looks way above my pay grade, but I thought maybe one just has to take baby steps. And she had suggested that there were smaller chatelaines to be chosen. And so I went on the site. I mean, it's quite frightening. I know I'm going to have to do, I know whenever I do stitch this or start this, it's going to have to be on an iPad. And thus, I am again influenced by Kim, the Contented Stitcher, about this holder that holds the iPad next to your Lowry stand. The things we learn from each other. So this chatelaine, designed by Martina Rosenberg. I'm going to see if I will put the link below so you can go to the site and actually look at some of them. Even if you're never going to do one, to actually go and look at the pictures are so inspiring. I think that there isn't a front picture to this I'm looking through, but there isn't. But you can go to the Shadowline site, and the one I chose to purchase was considered a smaller one. Of course, it probably has a gazillion beads, even though it's smaller. Yeah. And it's called Les Roses de Paris. And I knew that I was going to choose a Paris-themed one because I have so many fond memories of time there. And it's a dream, and that's part of it, is that this is the first step to the memory of that dream. So I'm very excited that I took that plunge. And so what else is down here? Oh, okay. So I picked up some floss that needed to be picked up for a project. Jeanette Douglas project. So that came home. Look at that beautiful. Look at that beautiful. I mean, it's just so lovely. Gloriana, so lovely. And apparently I had ordered, and totally forgotten that I had ordered, some Lakeside linen. 40 count vintage light exemplar. Having met Pat, who does Lakeside linen, and she is a hoot and a half, it makes getting the Lakeside linen even more fun. And I always like it when I get a piece. I totally forget that I even ordered it because it takes a bit to get it, and then it'll show up in my box. And I like it when Jennifer, my friend Jennifer, says, where did you get that? Yeah, one likes to have a little bit of envy coming your way. Yeah. So I think that's about it. I know that I'm going to be starting that chocolate sampler so that I could take it with me when I go to summer school. I am really looking forward to that, not only to seeing friends, but to experience Phoenix at a temperature that never happens here. I know. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. Yeah. Okay, well, thank you for stopping by. I will keep you posted. I am taking cross stitch with me down to the quilt show, just as a alternative in the evening when I am relaxing. I'll be teaching a couple days down there, so I know that I'll be busy during the daytime. Plus, my sister will be coming up, and I look forward to that. But always got to travel with stitching, don't we? We always got to travel with stitching. Okay, you all take care. Keep on stitching. Keep on dreaming about stitching. And I love you guys.